There are only 6 habits that you need to put your attention on practicing every day if you want to reach holistic, sustainable success in your life. That's it. Only 6. Only 6 that can help you reach high performance, that can help you create good success for you right now, but also build up your success for the future, that can help you having a very balanced life where you are able to be successful across all areas and to do it in a way where you are like the happiest, most joyful, most engaged and confident person in the world. And we know this because the High Performance Institute, which is the institute who certified me as a coach, has been doing extensive research, extensive science on high performers in the past decades. They have been studying high performers, understanding why they do differently than the rest of the world, what do they put their attention on, what habits they have, what strategies they are using, what are they basically paying attention on every day and measuring themselves on every day to make sure that they can retain this high performance, retain this level of success in every areas of their life. And you will not expect what it is, because usually we might be used to the whole advices from personal development, like, you need to find your passion, you need to, get more motivation, you need to start, you need to keep going, because if you don't stick to it, then you cannot be successful. You need to be grateful for what you have. You need to focus only on your strength. All of this is old advice from the personal development world that's kind of worked in a way at a certain level. I mean, if you want to reach level 1 success, that's obviously going to help you to start something or to stick to something versus someone who doesn't do anything, obviously. But that's something that is not really long-term thinking. That's something that helps you reach level 1, but not level 100. And that's something that doesn't help you as well proactively deal with all the obstacles on the way, like, the fear, the frustration, the fatigue that I've mentioned are the most common obstacles for success for every human being. You need some other habits. You need something that is able to sustain your progress, to help you holistically as well. And very importantly, you also need something that is applicable to everyone, because everyone could be a high performer if you want to. And the good news is that the High Performance Institute has been able to, via this extensive research on high performers, able to extract 6 habits that high performers are doing consistently that can also be trained to other people. That actually a coach like me who has been certified in high performance can also help you reach and show you how to connect the pieces of the puzzle so that you can bring it into your life. So what I want to show you today is what actually are the 6 habits of high performance. And if you want to know more after this video, you can always go and look at the book High Performance Habits, which has been written by Brendon Burchard. So Brendon Burchard is the CEO of the High Performance Institute and is one of the most famous personal development speaker as well. Very inspiring guy. So if you want to know more after you just heard what I'm going to say, go and have a look. So 6 habits of high performance that, if you start yourself putting your focus on, will help you reach high performance. Number 1 is seeking clarity. High performers are really, really, really into understanding more about who they are, why they do the things they do, where they want to go, what's working, what's not working, what they want to be in the future, how they want to interact with the world, what makes things meaningful or engaging for them, what tasks they should be working on, what project they should be saying no to. So everything that requires deeper understanding, high performers are going to be seeking more for that, more breakthrough, more like in-depth, deep dive on what's going on in their lives. That helps them being more aware. That helps them having much more focus. And focus is everything in life. Sharper focus means more intentionality, means more discipline, means more motivation, means more confidence, means more success. Obviously, if you know where you want to go, it's much easier for you to handle the rest of your life, to take the right decisions as well. So seeking clarity is number 1 habit, and it can be for you, for instance, just asking yourself more questions on a daily basis. It can be reviewing your week every Sunday to make sure that you are aware of what's going on in your life. It can be obviously getting a coach or getting specific training on areas where you want to understand better or go at another level. So seeking clarity is number 1. Number 2 is generating energy. High performers understand that long-term success means that you need to have energy to sustain your success. You need to have this energy. And energy does not come from the outer world. It's not something that you have or you don't. It's something that you can generate. And high performers are very mindful there on generating more energy for themselves, physically, mentally, emotionally. And that means, for instance, optimizing your health. It might mean knowing when you have to recharge and take a break. And it might mean as well understanding what type of energy you also bring to other people. That's something that high performers are always looking, okay, what is the energy I want to generate? How can I generate it? How can I be at my optimized level and not just my standard level? So that's habit number 2. Habit number 3, raising necessity. Raising necessity means basically that high performers are not waiting for the rest of the world or for a specific event to get them more motivated. They raise their own bar of motivation every day at a higher level than what most people do. So they are always seeking, how can I be at my best level? How can I beat myself from yesterday, basically? And they always apply a kind of level of pressure to themselves that keeps them at the same time challenged and on their toes to go for more and to stay on their A game, but without feeling overwhelmed or stressed. And that can be done both internally and externally. So it can be internally, you give yourself a very bold deadlines that you don't think is possible to achieve, but that pushes you to get it done. It can be diving very deep on your motivation, on your why behind what you're trying to do, to make sure that there is a strong connection to motivation. It can be finding a peer group of people who are so good that you need to raise your own game to reach their level. It can be finding people that need you to be at your A game and that you want to serve. So that's also going to give you an extra layer of accountability there. Habit number 4 is increasing productivity. Very important for high performance and for success in general. If you don't deliver anything on time, you cannot be successful. But you can also think about productivity. It's not just about the time management, it's also the quality output, it's also the meaningfulness of what you do with your time. And that is something where high performers are very, very sharp and strict on what's happening with their time. So they really decide what they want to put their attention on, what is meaningful for them, what is going to be the activities that are actually moving the needle forward towards their goals so that they can really focus on that. And high performers spend 60% of their weeks focusing on meaningful needle-moving activities, to give you an idea. So very, very specific on being very strategic in their planning, like planning every day, planning every week, planning every month, planning at least 90 days in advance to make sure that they are mastering their calendar. They are not just reactive to whatever is happening for other people or in the world. They really prioritize a lot. So that's something that high performers are super sharp on. Then habit number 5 is developing more influence. Influence is necessary if you want to be successful. You cannot be successful without other people. You cannot be successful without creating win-win relationship, without getting people to believe in you, support you, buy from you, whatever it is that you want to influence them to do as well. Can be then for them to change their behaviors, for instance. And that's an area where most people get very frustrated, and high performers are doing it differently by looking for what else they can do. What are the new conversational tools they need? What are the strategies they need? When should they have the conversation? How can they prepare better for the conversation? How can they understand better the person in front of them? So that can be many things in terms of influence. Can be, listening more. That can be setting intention before you go in a meeting on knowing exactly how you want to interact with the person in front of you. It can be, role modeling the behavior change that you want to see as well, and making sure that you are showing in actions how it's working for other people to start following you. So plenty of ideas there to look at if you really want to increase high performance. You need to have more influence in life in general. And the last habit that is one of my favorite one is demonstrating courage. This is an area where high performers are every day challenging themselves and also noticing what they are doing great, because courage is something where most people do not notice that they are. Most people expect courage to be, I'm jumping in a building in fire and saving someone, but it's not just about that. It's about the actions you take every day, and sometimes it can be like bold actions, sometimes it can be just slightly uncomfortable action that you're pushing yourself to take. It can be speaking up more for yourself, it can be showing up more authentic in the world, it can be defending someone, it can be stepping up in a role of leader because other people need you to be at this specific moment in time. So there are plenty of ways to be more courageous and plenty of ways to notice more as well, because the more you notice, the more you will get personal satisfaction, sense of fulfillment and confidence. So all these habits, seeking clarity, generating energy, developing influence, increasing productivity, raising necessity, and demonstrating courage are fundamental for high performance. I really recommend you to work on them Try to start challenging yourself on them, try to start measuring them, try to start noticing and celebrating the wins that you get in each of these areas, and you're going to be able to see very, very quickly a change in your life. And if you want to know more, again, go read this book, and you can also come and talk to me as a high performance coach if you're interested to go further.